join in today. Alrighty, well, we'll see if Rod and Wendy is, now they're not pedestrians. Hopefully, they're still resting inside where it's nice and warm. Let me see, we'll try W8JAX, WB8VMW.
Well, good morning there, Jim, and to all on the pre-net this morning. Here is W8JAX, and I have to report we are portable pedestrian. We have returned to Jacksonville, and along with me here is someone you know well.
Good morning, Jim. This is K8JAX, and yes, we are portable pedestrian down here in Jacksonville. A little chilly this morning, not quite like what we had up north, but we're having a good morning down here. Hope you are too.
We have a beautiful sunrise starting out over the Atlantic here. Just a beautiful pink glow in the sky. And our neighbors aren't too happy with us because they think we brought some cold back from Ohio yesterday. It's 44 degrees down here. But the good news is we're going up to 71. And we had a great time up north. And we're going to get K9LUCY here in about an hour or two from our lodge, and so things are getting back to normal for us. Thanks for giving us a call, Jim. I'll turn it back to you, W8JAX, portable pedestrian.
All righty, Ron and Wendy. Well, you know, it was not the best of weather when you were up here. So you were probably glad to get back down there. We was glad to see you coming and we was sad to see you go. But while you were here, I know you made a lot of people happy and everything. Good to see you. One of these days, you know, maybe later on in the summer, if you happen to make a trip up here, maybe we can get together. All righty, Ray, you and Rod. You and Wendy take care, and when you get a hold of Lucy, you give her a scratch behind the ear and let her know that you missed her. And as always, howdy to Missy and the kids. Alrighty, well now let's go back to Middlemark and see if he's still sleeping. K4OG, WB8VMW. All right, well, he's still snoozing, I guess. Alrighty, well, we got about 4.5 minutes here. We'll back up and let somebody that I forgot or that wants to jump in and say good morning. So we'll sit and listen for a minute.
Net Control, KE8UKZ, this is Alan. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
Well, good morning, Alan. Yeah, I called for you a couple times. I think it was once this week, once last week. But they say you're traveling in during the week, so good to hear you this morning, Alan. KD80KZ. I got you written down here, but you're in pencil. That means that you're off and on, and You're not quite the regular, except maybe I'll put down Saturdays. So how's the world treating you, Alan? You got a little, we can catch up a little bit here. Go ahead.
Doing real good. You can usually catch me on a Saturday morning. Wife and I usually go out and have tea together, and you usually catch us over there on... Right now we're over on West Market. So, Saturday mornings are good. And during the weekdays, I'm usually on there between 5:30 and quarter after, 20 after 6. Sometimes I stay on just a little longer. But I'm pretty much just mobile. Well, I am just mobile. So whenever I get out of this van, my radio communication cease.
W8WKY.
All righty, Alan. Well, maybe during the week we get on a little extra early. We'll give you a call. acknowledge you anyway. All righty, Alan, you take care and have a good time this morning. And I got a little porch time yesterday. Maybe a little sun will come out today. Maybe we'll get a little bit of good weather out there. All righty, we'll back up and listen again. WB8 BMW.
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike, November Tango.
The herder of the creatures, or the creatures in the backyard. I called for you, Tom, but I thought maybe you was out chasing them around the yard. So, how's everything in the critter control in the yard there, Tom?
Well, Jim, they're out there really honkering down this morning. It's supposed to be something like 31 degrees, which we're just about there today, and we're looking at 2 inches of snow starting early afternoon. So they're gonna honker down today and sleep for the next 24 or 30 hours because that's when we're supposed to be getting all this snow. So I want to make known that I'll be in and out on the regular net this morning as I have a breakfast to go to, so I won't be in. So with that, I want to say 7-3s, Jim, and to everybody else, this is Kilo Alpha 8, Mike, November Tango, turning everything back to WB8VMW.
All righty, Tom. Yeah, well, Stephan's, he's in there listening. He'll mark you in and out and have a good breakfast and have some good chit-chat with the guys. All righty, well, we got about 20 seconds before I turn it over to Stephan, and he can straighten out the mess I made here. Oh, it'd be nice to hear Rick down southern part of Ohio. We got a letter from him, or Judy. Judy got her Christmas present already from Rick, and we're going to have to get a bigger drawer to put the stuff in. All righty, NAWB WB8 BMW is calling. How about it, Stephan? Are you ready to take over and straighten out this mess? WB8 BMW.
WB8 BMW, November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Thanks, Jim. I don't know if anybody can straighten out the mess, but I don't actually think it's a mess. I think it just happens. But give me 1 second, and I'll start this thing up. Let me get the chainsaw motor going. CQ, this is NAWB calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Saturday Barometer Net. I'll be your net control this morning. My name is Stephan, Sierra Tango, Echo Papa, Hotel Echo November, and my call sign is November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Our repeater call is W8 WKY. This is a control net, and all traffic must pass through net control. Emergency traffic may break into this net at any time. Sarah meets on this repeater every morning, 7 a.m., except Sunday. This net is open to all licensed amateurs, and any amateur is encouraged to check in and join us. We also want to say thank you to all of our listeners. We do appreciate you. The PL tone for this repeater is 114 Mark 8. Here you go. We're going to send it over to Jim, and then we'll take some mobile and short-time check-ins. I'll be using NetLogger this morning, and if you'd like to look into it, go to netlogger.org. Look for the Barometer Net, W8 WKY, to join the net once you get it installed. Windows, Mac, and Linux. There you go, man. Very cool. Send it over to Jim, and then we'll take some in and out check-ins, and then I'll read off the list of people that I already have, and then we'll go from there. W8 BMW. WB8 BMW. If I could get it right, that would be a really cool thing. November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Go ahead, Jim. Take it away for a second.
All righty, Stephan. Well, I've been called everything, and my call letters have been mixed up and jumbled, As I'm not too good at remembering call letters, I remember voices and names, and, well, I've only got one brain cell left. All the rest of them is clear full of junk. I can't get rid of it, so. Anyway, half the brain cell is antennas, and the other half is my bodily functions to keep me vertical. So I don't have any extra room for anything up here no more. Alrighty, Stephan, you want to head in and take me some bacon-flavored oatmeal? Maybe I'll take a nap. I don't know, but I'll get my day started, hopefully. The good Lord give it to me, and maybe I'll use it wisely. 7 trees, everybody, stay safe, stay well. Drive careful if you're out and about. Back to Net.
B8 BMW, November 8, Whiskey Bravo, and also W8 WKY. Salute you, my friend. So, thanks for always keeping the channel open for us before we start the nets. We do appreciate that. As I said earlier, this is the Saturday morning Barometer Net, W8 WKY. We're going to be taking some check-ins in about a second. Let me read who I got so far. And then if you hear your name on this long list from the morning, you don't need to check in again unless something changed. But if you don't hear it or you want to check in, you can right after this. 1 second. All right, on the list already, I have WB8 BMW Jim, W8 GXX Tom. I have W8 TD John, at KC8 FQV Mark, N8 VFK Cliff. I have KD8 ZSH Randy, AE8 CT, who is in and out. As a matter of fact, we want to say thank you to for Craig for being here. And, yeah, he said he wasn't going to be hanging around because he's going to Wadsworth. He's on the road, actually. But great news about his grandson who came to our session a couple weeks back. Some of you heard him. And he got his tech license. Very cool. N8 YMY John, KE8 VOX Scott, K5 CFY Ray, KB8 TPQ Ron. Good to hear you, Ron, and everyone else. N9 TNJJ. We have AC8AT John, who is in and out. KE8 MMY. We have KE8 SFS Mark, who said he was going back to bed, so he's probably in and out, but if he wants to check back in, that's cool. In the AIM window, I had Scott, who checked in earlier, POX, and I also KD8 SLG. KD8. If I said any, I apologize. Nick, he was in and out this morning. Good morning to Nick. WB6 BJN Mark, got you there. W8JAX and K8JX Rod and Wendy, got you there as well. K8 UKZ Alan, I got you there. K8 MNT Tom, in and out, and that brings me to the bottom of my list. If you heard your name and call sign on that list, you need not check in again unless something has changed, and then we'll mark you effectively. But if you'd like to check into the net, please give me your call sign and your name. This is the Saturday morning Barometer Net. And give it to me, if you could, phonetically, followed by alphanumerically. Phonetically first, then alphanumerically helps me get it on the log a little bit better. I want to thank all of our listeners again. And if you heard your name, you need not check in. But if not, give me a call if you'd like to check in. This is W8 WKY, and I'm taking check-ins.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8 KOC Fred, Akron EchoLink. I'm going to have to be in and out this morning, Stephan. Good to hear you. Have a great net. Sounding great. 7-3 you and everybody else. Back to net, WA8 KOC.
Delta 8, Oscar Tango, Quebec. KD8 OTQ Scott, and I'm in and out. Good morning, everyone.
All right, let me pick it up there.
W8WKY.
All right. We had 2 good check-ins, and we'll go up to the top of our list in a second. We have WA8KOC. Good to hear you, Fred. It's great to hear your voice, my friend. Always good. And we had KD8OTQ, Both of them were in and out. Appreciate that, Scott, and appreciate that, Fred, the check-ins. Well, we're going to run up to the top of our list, and we're going to jump on Tom, WA8GXX, W8WKY. Tom, it's great to have you here, my friend. You're up.
Morning, Stephan. Thanks for being there, and hope you've been having a good week, and bundle up for the weekend. It's going to be cold tomorrow morning, but bounce back next week. Have a good one, and thanks for the call. N8WB, WA8GXX.
WA8GXX, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Tom, being here always, and always good to hear you, my friend. I'm going to jump down. Before I run up to you, John, I just want to make sure that I get our Florida people in, and then I'll jump back to W8TD. So that would be in the hole. In my horse race, in my horse announcing days, you would be in the hole because it was up, on deck, and in the hole. So here we go. We're going to go over to W8JAX and K8JAX. And you know, when we came and I saw you guys on Thursday at the Christmas party, you melted all the snow in the parking lot just being there. It was so good to see you guys. You're up, my friends. Great to have you here this morning.
Well, good morning there, Stephan, and to all on the Barometer Net. This is W8JAX along with...
Good morning, Stephan. It's K8JAX here, and yes, it was wonderful to see everyone, and it warmed our hearts, even with that cold snow up there. So we had a great time at the party and enjoyed seeing everyone.
Yeah, wow, that was great to see so many folks up there at the Christmas party, and I must say, Stephan, you did a fantastic job there with your magic. That just topped off the whole night perfectly. And we are back in Jacksonville now here, and I mentioned to Jim our neighbors are upset, though. We only got 44 degrees at the moment down here. They think we brought some cold weather back with us. And the good news is we're going up to the low 70s. So anyway, thanks for giving us a call, Stephan. Again, it was great to see everybody up there on Thursday night. W8JAX, portable pedestrian, will be clear.
W8JAX and K8JAX. Yeah, words don't have enough just to see you guys, and it was just beautiful. It was a great night. It was fun, and I appreciate the kind words. I love entertaining. I've done that for years. Plus, I sing and act and dance, but I don't dance. So don't ask me to do that on stage. But I have, but it's not pretty. But I've done a lot of stuff on stage. I'm very blessed to do that. But one of the things is doing magic. So that's one of my favorite hobbies and things for years. But appreciate the kind words, guys. And I'll just see you sometime this coming year in 2026. I'm going to try to take a drive down to Florida. But anyways, I digress. Let me keep the net moving. And we're going to move up to W8TD, W8WKY. John, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
NAWB in the net. W8TD. Good morning, everybody. Enjoyed seeing a bunch of folks at the party, including people that I only see there, and talking to as many as I could. That was enjoyable. I understand there's some interest in getting some local simplex activity running on 2 meters. Received a new antenna yesterday that's going to go up on the remote base. The 8 dB gain over the antenna that I'm currently using for that purpose, so that should be significant. If anybody wants to do some simplex tests, let me know. See whether we have a path or not. Otherwise, nothing to report. Talk to everybody soon. Everybody stay safe and warm. NAWB in the net, W8TD.
W8TD, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, John. Thank you for sharing and for always being here. KC8FQV, W8WKY. Mark, you're up, my friends. Great seeing you on Thursday. Oh, great seeing you too, John, on Thursday. My apologies for not saying that. It was a great Christmas party. It always is, though. KC8FQV, you are up, my friend. It's great to have you.
Yeah, it was great seeing everyone on Thursday. And it's great that we got all the winter parties done before it breaks loose this weekend. Yeah, it's going to test the antennas out this weekend. So it was good seeing everyone on Thursday. Last night I went to the Cars group over there at Spot 3, I think, or now I don't remember. Over in the Ridge, over on North Royalton. But that was good. It was good seeing everyone at all the parties. Got to use my Christmas lights. So, yep, they're in powered up good. So, let's send it back to the net, Stephan. Maybe do some magic and get rid of this weather. So, we'll send it back your way, KCF. Oh, yeah, it's great having these great bridges. They make it a world of difference not going down to a valley. And, oh, Stephan, yeah, it came up my Facebook page. You know, you're talking about the old horses and that. There's a Facebook page that popped up in the Jogga Lake area. The old Thistledown racetrack up there by Jogga Lake, some pictures came up on there that someone had. That's going back in time. Case up QV.
KC8FQV, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, it was good seeing you, too, over at the Christmas party. And, yeah, spent a lot of time out there in Jogga Lake when I was a kid. My dad grew up and worked in Solon, which is right next door, for his entire life, as a matter of fact. Not only lived there, but worked there even when we were living in Cleveland. He had got married to Mom. And he retired from there from the Solon Board of Education. Actually, I think his last school was actually Roxbury. That's the very last school that he worked at. But he worked at all of them in the quad. And Roxbury was his teacher, the woman that they named the school after. She was his second grade teacher, which was a neat story that he told us. So, anyways, Dad's been gone since 2019. I miss the old guy, but he was a really good man. He was a good man. NH, VFK, W8, WKY. Cliff, you are up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
NHWB in the net. This is NHVFK. Good morning, Stephan, and everybody that's out there listening on the net. You know, Stephan, I've been listening to the last few days of the accolades of your performance at the Christmas party. I'll tell you that I smiled when I kept hearing that. Back in the late 70s and my late teens, I dipped my toe into that hobby, and for a couple of years, and I really enjoyed it. I got 2 chances to have my 15 minutes of fame on a stage. Never done anything like that before, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but got through it. Having grown up in the Lansing area of Michigan, I'm sure you're very familiar and probably a frequent flyer of Abbott's Magic Factory or store. I remember when I was first getting into it, I'd either hitchhiking or on a motorcycle. I traveled down there. It was only about an hour from where I lived, and buy some toys and bring it home, and couldn't wait to play. Loved it. I had a mentor that was helping me out in the hobby, and one phrase he impressed upon me, where you always hear "practice makes perfect." Did not like that. He says practice makes permanent, because if you do it wrong and you keep practicing that way, you're going to keep doing it wrong. And you know, that kind of carried out through my life. But glad you enjoy the hobby. I had to get out of it because I joined the Navy. and my life was going to be completely different after that. I found a good home for everything that I had and donated it to him, and my parents remember telling me, I remember my parents telling me how much he really appreciated it and was just having a blast. So with that, one of these days I hope to see your show, and until then, I'll pass it back to you. N8WB is N8VFK 73s, everyone.
N8VFK W8WKY, also N8WB, personal call. Yeah, thank you for the kind words, Cliff. Yeah, Abbott's was a big name back then, and in our area there was a gentleman that had a storefront here where I got started in, called Yellow Barrel Magic, and it was many locations, but I've had some really good mentors in my time, and I have a current mentor. He's also one of my closest friends. He probably is. He is my closest friend, actually, and he's probably listening, so I hope it doesn't go to his head, but he's also Ham, W-E-8-W-I-Z, The Wiz, and he got the name The Wiz because he and his late wife, Carolyn, were traveling professional magicians, where I dabble and do my best at doing stuff for years and years and years since I was less than a teen, but Bob, who is my current friend and mentor, is a phenomenal person and just an all-around good guy and great magician. And yeah, he's taught me a lot and showed me a lot, and so I appreciate the kind words, Cliff. And yeah, I would love to. Sometime I'm sure I'll do it again, and we'll get something going. But yeah, it's always fun. KD8 ZSH W8 WKY. Randy, you're up, my friend. After you let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? You're up, my friend. It's great to have you here, Randy.
KD8 CSH. Morning, Stephan. Morning, everybody. Yep. I had to get up and go let the pups out. They're back in and settled down, so everything's proceeding along. It's cold outside. It's dark outside, and not much going on today. Looks at the weather forecast. It's looking like we're going to get some snow and some really cold weather during the latter half of the day today, and it's going to be real cold tomorrow, so it's going to be bundle up time. So just want to say hi to everybody. Hope your weekend is great, and everybody stay safe. KD8 GSH clear, back to net. 73s, everybody.
KD8 ZSH W8 WKY. We do appreciate you, Randy. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I'm glad you were able to get the dogs out and have a couple of them. Well, actually, you said they shunned you this morning. I heard what you told Jim. No dogs this morning. They said, no, we're not keeping Dad warm. Forget that. Anyways, but it's always good to have you here. And one more comment really quick for Cliff, N8VFK, and anybody else that's listening. Good friend of mine that I met from Bob the Wiz. She actually is on the board for the American Museum of Magic, and that is in Marshall, Michigan. If you're ever up Marshall, Michigan way, check into the American Museum of Magic. They have one of the largest collections of magic paraphernalia in museum format, and they're working on getting more and more of that stuff out on the floor. And also they do some online stuff, and they've got a book or two that's out that they've done. So very, very cool thing. If you get a chance, go down there. And American Museum of Magic down there in Michigan. Another place for Michigan always has all the cool stuff. Anyways, we had this morning AA8CT, and he was in and out. He was heading to Wadsworth to do something, Hands Across America, or something to that effect. And I'm glad that he's doing that, and he's out there working that event. So good to have him on this morning. And as always, anybody wants to recheck, like Craig or anyone else, all you have to do is just in between comments, you just do recheck and give us your call sign. We'll throw you in the recheck category, and we'll get you back on the list. N8YMY W8 WKY. John, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here. Now that the baseball season is over, do you do like anything in the park area like to paint the walls, or not that you paint the walls like in wintertime, but like to clean up stuff to get ready for spring? Just curious.
Stephan, I got an answer for that. I'm working more overtime now, I think, than I was down at the park. I am getting ready to head out right now to go get breakfast, and then I've got a long, long day ahead of me. Just to give you a heads up on how it works out, as I head over to the McKinley campus, close to the Hall of Fame there, where the natatorium, the field house, and the whole entire campus is at. We've also got the Turk football operations there. And I work the field house all winter, any events that are in there. But today, we have a speech tournament that is taking over the whole entire McKinley campus. They're expecting 1,000 people, lots of different schools involved. We've got a swim meet. It's a tri-meet, three colleges or 3 high schools, I'm not sure which. I personally have 3 basketball games this morning, and then to throw it into the mix, we've got the Canton Symphony Orchestra concert tonight at the Zimmerman Center, which is attached to McKinley High School. So there's your answer. I will be probably pulling in my driveway tonight about 11 p.m. And 8 YMY.
NH, YMY, W8, WKY. We do appreciate you, John. Yeah, well, that is a busy schedule, my friend. Just make sure you get some sleep in there, and then you get some rest in there, and then, do it all over again in the quickly near future. But that's good that you do that. That's really cool. I got to get down there one of these days, probably in the spring when the place is open, see what it's all about. And I've heard about it through you and some other people. But I got to get down there and take a look at that. So, very cool that you do that. That's it's really neat. KE8, VOX, W8, WKY. Scott, who checked in on the AIM window on NetLogger. Another good feature of the NetLogger software is you can open up an AIM window, automatic messaging window, and we text each other back and forth, little things. Hey, you forgot this. Hey, bonehead this. No, we don't do that. But it has happened before. But you can also throw on there, hey, check me in. So there you go. K8VOX did that, and we're calling on you right now. It's great to have you here today, Scott. You're up, my friend.
Good morning, Stephan. Good morning, all the listeners. This is K8VOX. Got up here on the shores of Lake Erie, and that's starting out pretty decent, still pretty dark, but we got an air temperature of 31.1. Humidity's at 81%. Feel like temperature 26.2. The wind's starting to pick up a bit. And the barometer's holding steady at 29.80. The wind's out of the southwest at 13 to 5. It's been holding up more around the 13 mark, but that's better than what we got coming. And the wind's out of west-southwest, so the lake's got probably 1-footers on it. That's what I'm guessing. I don't see it white capping, but kind of still too dark to really see what the wave height is. But I don't hear it roaring, so that's a good thing. But that's all I got there, Stephan. Thanks for doing the net, and thanks for getting me in, and everybody have a great day. KE8VOX, sending it back to net control.
KE8VOX, W8, WKY, we do appreciate you, Scott. Thanks for checking in the AIM window. It's always good for people to do that. Gives us another way to get check-ins down on the list. And it's always good hearing you, my friend. And I heard recently, I went to the Nor's Christmas party 2 weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago, and somebody told me that Pops is doing some nets now. That was really cool down there near you, and very cool to hear that. I was very excited to hear to know when I heard that, so that was really, really cool. All right, I didn't hear him say he was in and out, and I hope he's not, because it's always good hearing him down there in over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. K5, CFY, W8, WKY. Ray, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
W8WKY in the net. This is K5CFY. Good morning, Stephan. Doing a great job. By the way, I was at the meeting there in spirit only, but you did a wonderful job on your magic show there. We definitely, everybody had a great time watching that. My uncle did magic. He actually traveled around the country doing stuff like that. He was also a ham, and when he passed, I got his call sign. So anyway, magic, I've seen lots of magic, but it's always entertaining. I don't have much. I'll get off of here and let you get on down the list there, Stephan. Doing a wonderful job. Always good to hear from you. Have a great day. Save you three. All take care. K5CFY.
K5CFY, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Ray. Thank you for the kind words, my friend. Really appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, I enjoy doing it. I really, really do. And I aspire to do more of it. There was a time when I was doing a ton of shows, like all the time. But I've just not slowed down for age or anything like that, just a lot of other interests and stuff. I do a lot more stuff at my church and things like that, but I do keep active in it and like doing presentations for people. Maybe next year I can get the Norse Club to let me come down and do some magic for them too. Eric was there for our Christmas party this last Thursday, and he's also on the board down there at the Norse Club. Maybe he can get me in there, but we'll see. But it might be a fun thing. It'd be kind of cool. All right, moving over to KB8 TPQ W8 WKY. Ron, you're up, my friend. Always great to have you here.
This is KB8 TPQ. Good morning, Stephan, and all the listeners and all the netizens. Yeah, it's good to be listening in. Good to be able to connect up. And I trust everybody will have a great day in spite of the weather. It's very interesting. I was wondering if Scott got to see some of the phenomena up there on Lake Erie. I only got to hear about it with those heavy 45-mile-an-hour winds, sustained winds, I guess. They were expecting the water on the west side to go down about 6 foot, and waves of 20 foot on the west side. So I don't know if anybody saw that, but it sounded like it'd be phenomenal. Anyway, I better get back to you, Stephan. So this is KB8 TPQ. I'll be on the side exercising and listening in.
KB8 TPQ W8 WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Ron. Heard you a little bit earlier about your wife not feeling well. So sorry to hear that, and the changing of plans for family getting together. I know you guys enjoy that so much, so I'm sure that'll just be changing of dates or whatever, but yeah, we'll keep you in our prayers. Also, I wanted to throw this out just to let people know. 2 weeks ago, I dropped the ball. I do apologize for that. I think it was 3 weeks ago. Whatever amount of time it was. It was right after Thanksgiving. I think it was after, yeah. Anyways, I got called away to do something. I sent 1 million emails out that week, and I thought in my own head, not trying to correct myself, that I had actually sent an email out asking for a net control replacement. I did not, and then I failed to do that, and I'm always kick myself when that happens, but because I miss talking with all of you. So that being said, I try not to make those happen, but I do appreciate you guys all understanding, and we're working towards a new year, right? And I got the net control, by the way, if anybody's interested, the last Tuesday of this month, I'll be on the Tuesday night net. So anyways, we're going to move over to Tennessee, down there in Kingsport, I guess. N9, TNJJ. If you're still with us, my friend, it would be great to hear you. W8WKY, you're up, my friend. All right, not heard, but, we did hear him earlier with Jim, so that was really cool. All right, we had, 1 second while I do that thing right there. We had AC8AT who was in and out. John, good morning, John. Now moving over to KE8MMY, and I got to see Chris the other day as well. So that was really, really cool. You're up, my friend Chris. It's great to have you here today.
Well, good morning there. Just scrambling here to get the mic. You know what I missed is I missed the on-deck circle. Because just like now, I wait until I can't wait any longer, and then I go and get busy doing something, and a few seconds to get back to the microphone would be great. So maybe bring back the on-deck circle. But today, the National Day calendar for Saturday the 13th, it's Cocoa Day, National Guard Birthday, and Violin Day. So I think cocoa is the appropriate beverage there for today. Stay inside, stay warm, and have some cocoa. So give me a second. And I don't know, Stephan, if you are going to go to the Nor's weekend lunch. Is today at some place in North Olmsted, one of the steak places or something, I think. Anyhow, so just reminding you about that. KE8MMY. Back to that.
KE8MMY, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for being with us today. And yeah, we used to do that announcing horses too. So yeah, maybe I'll start instituting that again. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, I'm looking at going today, so I'm hoping to get down there to the steak place. I responded this morning that they can throw my name on the list, and yeah, I'm hoping to get down there today because I was there for the Tuesday luncheon. I always go to the Tuesday luncheon for Norris, but yep, it's always a great time. If anybody doesn't know about it, the Norris Club does a luncheon the first Tuesday of every month and the second or third Saturday. I think this is the second Saturday of every month. So very cool. Appreciate you being here, Chris. Thank you so much. And we had KD8 SFS who said he was in and out because he was going to go back to bed. But if he's listening on the radio and he'd like to jump in, I will leave this spot open for him really quick. KE8 SFS. W8WKY. In case you hear Mark, it's great to have you here. Well, that must have been an official I'm going back to bed. Always like checking just to make sure. We had KD8SLG Nick who checked in through the AIM window, so appreciate that. He said he was in and out, so we are moving on. Appreciate that, Nick. And he was at the party, too. WB6BJN. Mark, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
In Clarksville, Tennessee, with lots of cold air coming. It's going to come through fast and leave fast. We'll talk about that. I think there's the bad news, good news situation, and we'll talk about the bad news first. We'll get it out of the way because that's how it happens. Let me give my conditions here. Currently, 30.17.1, and the barometer is very unsteady. And I'm saying that because I've seen the barometer this morning go all the way from 30.14 to 30.17 and back down again. So it's falling unsteadily. It's not really falling. It's unsteady, and it's just I think getting ready to drop as we get closer to this Arctic front. 31.6 degrees, and it feels like 26. 36.1 feels like 26. Humidity 98%. 3 gusting to 7
from the northeast. No rain today, no rain yesterday. We had a high yesterday of about 52 degrees, so it was rather warm. Then we had a little weak front come through with some cold air, cooled us down a little bit. But the big story is today. We're going to start with California. They're going to remain under that strong high pressure out west. That's what's continuing the cold weather back here, the waves of cold weather. So the west is going to stay warm. Some of the mountainous areas are tremendously warm in California. Yosemite, 74 degrees, which is their normal high this time of year is 45. So at the same time, they're having way above normal temperatures. Parts of the Midwest and East are having way below normal temperatures. And so parts of Southern California also in the 70s and 80s. Pretty nice in Florida, although they're going to feel the effects of this Arctic cold a little bit as it comes through and drops temperatures in the 60s and maybe during the day and into the 40s at night around Monday and Tuesday. So, what's happening in the Midwest? Well, more snow on the way for places in the upper Midwest. Even parts of Chicago could have some snow later today, especially if you go south of there into the southern parts of northern Illinois. There won't be a whole lot of snow, but what snow does fall is going to be light and powdery because it's cold. And the colder the temperatures, the lighter and powdery your snow is. So you get winds of 30, 35 miles an hour in places. And so the big problem with that is the blowing and drifting of the snow. So strong northerly winds. If your winds are in the southwest right now, you're still ahead of that front. It's when they start turning back into the north and northeast and start pumping that cold Arctic air, that cold air advection in, and that's what's going to happen. Even down here in Tennessee, we're in under a cold weather advisory for temperatures that could get down to 9 and 10 degrees Sunday night and Monday morning. Tonight's low here in Clarksville will be a low of about 12 degrees with a wind of 25 to 30 miles an hour. That gives you a wind chill of about 0. Highs tomorrow will be in the low 20s here. So for us, that's cold and dangerous cold. And so for you guys in the Midwest, places could get down to below 0 with strong wind as well, and wind chills down to 10 and 15 below. So that's the bad news. Talk about the good news, which is by Monday, the cold air, that cold Arctic high pressure area starts to move rapidly to the east. So then the winds turn back into the southwest by Monday, late Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And that cold air is out of here as that some of that high pressure warm air from the Pacific, from California around the Pacific coast, and starts to advect in over the rest of the nation and starts warming temperatures back up and melting snow. In fact, there's some indication that right through Christmas it could be warmer than average in a lot of the areas, but that's a long ways out, so we'll see what happens. There could be some rain in areas by the end of the week. But the good news is, for those of you who like a little warmer weather, it's going to warm to above freezing in most of the nation by the middle and the end of this up-and-coming week. So bad news, good news. Take care. Stay on that warm side of the door this weekend and into the early part of the week. Make sure your pets are cared for. Bring them inside if you can. If you can't, make sure they're in a warm area. Make sure your neighbors your elderly neighbors, if you have those, are safe and warm. And everybody take care. It's going to be a cold one. Stay on that warm side of the door. Stephan, I know I took a long time, but back to you, sir. Wanted to get that information out to everybody. WB6DJ.
B6BJN W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Mark. Thank you so much. Down there in Tennessee, who's about to experience some cold, but not like the cold that we have. I've been down to Tennessee. I've been down to Tennessee in the cold. When you want to experience some cold, let me know. I'll come down there and pick you up, and you can hang out here. You can even hang out in the warm house here, even though it's cold outside. Any of us will allow you to do that, but no, thank you for sharing that. We do really, 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 really appreciate that, and always. And most importantly, I know you didn't say this, but this is the most important thing to remember in a cold, cold, cold day. 30 years ago, not so much. Today, we have them in our pocket. Make sure you don't go out in the cold without your cell phone. Make sure you don't go out in the cold without your cell phone in your pocket. I always stress that to my mother. Several years back, I had a friend of mine whose grandfather did that. And when they found him a day or two later, he was frozen solid, literally. He had forgot to take his cell phone with him, slipped on his deck, couldn't get up. No one heard him in the place that he lived, and he froze to death. Keep your cell phone in your pocket. And I always tell that to my mom because she has a dog. She goes out on the deck to let him out periodically. And I said, look, even if you fall, you can call 911. No one can hear you. 911 will get you. Or you can, after that, you call me. So anyways, that's my message for this morning. Please keep your cell phone with you in case something happens. Better in your pocket than on the table. WAJAX and KAJAX was in with us just a little earlier. I want to say thank you again to them. Great seeing them at the Christmas party. They made my Christmas holiday kind of right there because they were there for the magic show. The big magic show. A really big magic show. KE8, UKZ, W8, WKY. Alan, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today. All right, I guess we heard him with Jim, but we didn't hear him again. So there you go, Alan. As I say to everyone, N9TN or KE8UKZ or anybody else, if you'd like to do a recheck in between communications, all you got to do is say recheck with your call sign, and we'll get you back on the net again because this is an open net. Even though people say they're going, we never close them out completely. So, because it's great to have everybody. K8MNT was in and out. Thank you, Tom, for that. If you're listening at all, you were traveling somewhere, I know. And we had W8KOC. I haven't heard Fred in a long time. So glad to hear it. So glad and good to hear his voice. Fred's a good guy, and all the stuff that he's been going through, good to hear you, my friend. In case you're still listening, but I know he was in and out. And KD8OTQ, Scott was in and out as well. Which brings me to the bottom of my list. I'm at the bottom of the list. This is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Saturday Barometer Net. And we're going to take some check-ins. If you would like to check in, please give me your call sign phonetically, followed by alphanumerically, phonetically and alphanumerically. And let me know if you're in and out, short time or mobile. I'll mark you down effectively. Also want to let you know that NAWS Bill and KE8EJH both checked in the AIM window. So they're first up on the list, but anybody else that would like to check in, this is W8WKY. My call is November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Please give me a call. Phonetically, alphanumerically, we'll get you on the log. And thank you to all of our listeners.
W8W.
November 8, America, Charlie Papa. Norway 8, Alpha, Charlie Papa. N8 ACP, Chris, New London, Ohio.
November 8, Mike Kilo, Romeo. N8 MKR, John, Mobile.
Kilo Foxtrot 6, Papa Oscar Echo, Christian at Bass.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8TLB, Randy and Rittman. Good morning, everyone.
All right, let me pick it up there. All right, we have N8WS, Bill, K8EGH, Kevin, my good friend N8ACP, Chris. Great to hear you, man, on the net. Thank you for checking in. N8MKR, John, KF6POE, Christian, K8TLB, Randy, and N8MKR, John is mobile, so let me jump over to John really quick. John, it's great to have you here this morning. You're up, my friend. N8MKR.
Roger that. Thank you, Stephan. This is N8MKR Mobile. Just on my way to Brunswick today to spend the day at the range. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Good to hear new voices and old voices. Greetings to all my friends and whatnot. Take care. 73 N8MKR.
N8MKR W8WKY. Well, if I knew you were going to the range, I would have joined you. Oh, I go with a friend of mine, periodically retired police officer from the Mounted Ranger Division of the Metro Parks, and he was a police officer over at Tri-C until he retired from there as well. John, good friend of mine, John Westlow. So, but yeah, great, good to hear, man. Go over there and do some ranging. So great to have you here this morning, but be safe when you're doing it. N8WS W8WKY. Bill, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today, Bill, and Judy. And I don't know if you're going to be at that thing this afternoon, the luncheon, coming up in a couple hours, as a matter of fact. But if you are, you'll probably see me. Go ahead, Bill. You're up.
N8WB, this is N8WS. Good morning, Stephan. Good morning, all in net. No, we for the salary one. And I think you're going to get a surprise with snow. Currently, air quality index is at 61. That's in the good range. My sunrise, 7:44. My sunset, 5:03. Length of day, 9 hours, 18 minutes. Darn it. Tropo's at a 0. That's expected. I got to get rid of some of this stuff. This Windows 10 is driving me nuts. Well, I lost something. Solar flux indices this morning at 135. Sunspot number 124. A is 27. K is 5. Geomagnetic field is minimum storm. No skip. Skip reported. Well, it's too late now, but they had some auroras. Let's see here. SpaceWeather.com. Total rotating interaction region, minor G1 class geomagnetic storms are possible on December 13th when the CIR is expected to hit Earth. CIRs are transition zones between fast and slow-moving streams of solar wind. They contain CME-like shock waves, which do a good job of sparking auroras. Solar wind speeds will shoot up to 600 kilometers a second after the CIR passes. And a Gemini meteor shower peaks this weekend. That's left over from yesterday. Currently, I see 7 sunspot groups on the sun. That's about it for me, Stephan. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you whenever we can. N8WB, 73, everyone. N8WS.
N8WS, W8WKY. We do appreciate that. And like we talked about this week, I'll keep an eye on the weather or whatever, but I'm not afraid of driving in the snow. So I will get in touch with you on Sunday after my rehearsal at my church, and then if I think it's okay, even though there might be a little snow on the ground, I'll definitely drive your way to see you and Judy and look at your computer problem for your K3. I think you said it was the K3. Anyways, very cool, my friend. If I can remember what I was... No, I know I was remembering. I always Elecraft. I always forget the name. I remember the number, but Elecraft, for some reason, it just blanks in my mind. Probably because of the cost. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying. That's why the other one with the F words, that one always... It's like hard to remember. Oh, FlexRadio. Anyways, we do appreciate you, Bill and Judy, and I'll get in touch with you about Sunday. K8EJH, W8, WKY, Kevin out there in Jaga, and Kevin knows my friends, the Burnett, and the one thing that I think about snow and cold, it's going to be cold and snowy and freezing, but then in March, it's going to be maple season time, maple syrup season down there, and I got friends that do that, the Burnett's actually, so Kevin, you're up, my friend. And Kevin also checked in the AIM window, by the way. It's great to have you here today, Kevin.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I was just talking to Mike, that is, I guess his brother-in-law. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. And we were just talking about that, because I got some maple trees on the property. So I'm going to tap some of those this spring, so I'm kind of excited to mess around with that a little bit. And other than that, yeah. Had a good time at Cranix last weekend with the kids and grandkids. Bought a Christmas train for our village layout, Christmas layout, so got that all set up last week. And yeah, I'm getting ready to 2 weeks off here pretty soon. I got to work 4 days this coming week, and yeah, I'm off for 2. Kind of excited at the same time, so... Other than that, I'm going to stay warm, and yeah, we're going to have a little heat wave coming up here for a couple days, and then it looks like it's going to get cold again. But hey, it's Ohio. Roll with the punches. Everybody have a good day. K-E-A-D-G-H.
K-A-D-G-H, W-8, W-K-Y. We do appreciate you being here, Kevin, always. And yeah, that train layout sounds really, really cool. We used to do train stuff, too. Especially for the holidays. I remember growing up, my parents a couple times, we'd run them so much that we'd break them. But the bigger 3-rail tracks, we'd always periodically get one, my brother or I, for Christmas every 4 or 5 years. And we'd set that thing up and have a blast doing it. Always wanted to get into HO or smaller, the N gauge or the Z gauge, and there was a lot of times that I had all the books and all the, and still look into it because it's an interesting thing. And I like building the kits and all that kind of stuff. And I had a really good friend of mine who's now gone, and so is his father. But his father was part of the Cleveland Train Club, and they, in his basement, his father's basement, Bill, they were both named Bill. Bet was their last name. He had a full layout in his basement, like full. You had to walk under stuff to get to other parts of the layout in the whole basement, other than where you went to the washroom. But I think you still had to go under some town. You had to stoop down to go under some town to get to the washing machine. So there you go. But that's really cool. So good to hear you, my friend. Great to hear you. Yeah, and the maple syrup season is coming up. N8, ACP, W8, WKY. Chris, you are up, my friend. It's great to hear you. Chris and I communicate periodically on text messaging and a lot of good stuff. But Chris, great to hear you on the net this morning. You just made my morning. So take it away.
W8WKY.
Hey, good morning there, Stephan, and all on the net to Bill, now my neighbor, almost, over there in Wakeman. If you're still listening, always appreciate the space report. And nice to hear John at MKR, friend of mine as well. So, good to hear everybody. Randy, I'm going to forget some people. Anyways, it's 75 degrees in here. It was about 60 when I woke up and started a nice fire in the wood-burning stove. And Stephan, you've seen the stacks of firewood. I've gone through at least 6 of those already. And so as I burn 1 or 2 or 3 and they become open again, then I go ahead and resplit. I split and refill those. My neighbor, my one and only neighbor, was out of town this weekend, so I kept watch over the beef cattle, and they were very good. All I needed to do was bust up their water trough so they could get water, and they're all happy. and the cats basically take care of themselves, and I needed to feed the dog and make sure the electricity was still on in their house, and everything was good. It was very quiet. It was just me and the animals here this weekend. So, and we help each other out. I helped him build a chicken coop, which is the size of a small house, and he helped me get my HF antenna up. So you couldn't ask for better neighbors. They have 6 beautiful children. I think the oldest is Amanda at 11, and just wonderful, wonderful people. So very blessed with those neighbors. All right, we'll give it back to you, Stephan. November 8 Whiskey Bravo and the net and the group from November 8 Alpha Charlie Papa. 7:30 for now.
N8 ACP W8 WKY. We do appreciate you in here, Chris. Great hearing your voice amidst the texting that we do throughout the week. Yeah, that is a great situation to be at. That's really, really cool. It's great to have good friends, good neighbors, and yeah, the fact that you have that much fuel that just keeps coming in all the time, that's a great thing. Trust me, that's a great thing. I know you got to work to get it split and all that stuff, but you know what? Once it's done, you keep warm. That's what it is. And I do the same thing. I've done that for 40-plus years. I watch people's houses and homes and farms. I've done cows and horses and you name it. So I get it, man. Especially in the winter. The Burnett's, as a matter of fact, we were just talking about them that do maple syrup down the jug. I've watched their house multiple times in the past, and busting up the water, and I get that. I get all of that, man. Feed them in the early morning, feed them at night, making sure water isn't frozen in the pipe. And so glad to hear that you're doing that too, man. Because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy helping people out and taking care of things. So. And most of the times when I did it, you're right next door, so which is a cool thing. Most of the times when I did it, I just stayed at their house or whatever. So I'd be right there. But yeah, you're right next door, and that's a great thing. So cool, man. We'll get in touch this coming week, and I still got to take a look at this place. So maybe soon we'll take a ride out there whenever you're available. So great to hear you, my friend, though. Really, really appreciate it. N8MKR was with us. He was mobile. Want to say appreciation to him, and we're going to move over to KF6POE. W8 WKY. Christian, you're up, my friends. Great to have you down there in Cuyahoga Falls, where I grew up at, out in Old Brooklyn area, right near the zoo. I could walk to the zoo. Actually, I did walk to the zoo multiple times. Go ahead, Christian.
W8 WKY. This is Kilo Foxtrot 6. Peace on Earth. Sorry I missed you at the party. I really wanted to see your magic show. That being an interest for so many years to me. I heard superfluously on the net this week many ravings about the fantastic job you did, so that's great. Congratulations. It's always fun doing an affair like that where you can do what you do back for all the people that you like. And with that, I'm also starting a new job, so I'm on the last few days of having to drive all the way from Bath to Woodmere, and now I only have to drive 8 minutes away, so that will be fun in the next week as I change things up, and I'm looking forward to that. I actually was able to hit the repeater with my HT from the parking lot last weekend, last weekend, and I hit the boredom breaker net with Dustin for the first time on RF with just HT from the parking lot of my new job. So that'll be a fun thing to develop as we move forward. With that, stay warm, everyone. And again, great hearing you out here, Stephan. 73s, have a great weekend, and we'll talk down the road. W8WKY, this is Kilo Foxtrot 6. Peace on Earth, sending it back to net control, 73s.
KM6, POE, W8, WKY. Before I let you go, where about in Cleveland do you live? Just close to. Which part of the Cuyahoga area are you from?
I currently live in a farmhouse in Bath, right off of North Medina Line Road, right down the road from 18 and North Medina Line Road.
All right, Roger. Well, very cool, man. I know that area, too, down in Bath. As a matter of fact, I go to Grace Church, but not the one that's in Bath. That's our main, second main church. The main church was down in Norton. That's the one that started all the Graces, but I go to the one in Medina on 18. And if you're interested, or anybody's interested, we have 9 Christmas services coming up, starting from the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, and I'm working all of them in the booth. So there you go. I'll be a busy boy on Christmas, up till Christmas. So very, very cool. So good to hear you, my friend, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon. I went over to KE8TLB. My good friend Randy and his wife Ray were there at the Christmas party this weekend, or this last Thursday. And Randy is probably about as happy as a Cheshire cat is, because he's now a retiree. I didn't say it phonetically correctly. A retiree, I should say. And he was happier than goat's milk on a spoon. Whatever that means, I'm just going to go with it. KE8TLB, W8WKY. It's great to have you here, my friend. You are up.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Lima Bravo KE8TLB. Good morning, Stephan, and you are absolutely right. I have so much joy in my heart, and yeah, it's great. I had a great week this week. Yeah, I worked 6 hours a day, and it's pretty cool. And got some me time, and I'm enjoying it. And thanks to my buddy Stephan, he helped me out quite a bit, and God bless him. And anyhow, I just got up and had no coffee yet, but I did get the fire back going again. And so that's our electric went out the other morning, so that was a good thing. I got the fireplace going, but that helped out. And yeah, Steph, just going to hang out here today and enjoy my semi-retirement and take it easy and watch the storm come in. So I hope you have a great day, Stephan, and I hope everyone out there has a great day, and appreciate everybody. And I had a good time at the Christmas party. That was a lot of fun. So that's Kilo Echo 8 Tango Lima Bravo KE8TLB 73, and God bless everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you, Stephan. God bless you, brother.
KE8TLB W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Randy, and say hi to Ray for us. Randy and Ray have invited me to go to their house every Thursday before the Sarah meeting and have dinner over there. A lot of guys go to the Mexican place, but I go to it's called the Chateau House of Hall. Or maybe we should call it, we go to the Great Hall to have dinner. But anyways, I'm so glad that you got everything done and I'll let that Stephan guy know once I see him that you said salutations to him. Yeah, I don't know where he's at, but I don't know. We'll find him. Trust me. I'll hunt him down right there. But great to hear you, Randy. You know, you're always good to hear you, and Ray, and you're a very, very good friend. So very, very, very cool. All right, guess what? I'm at the bottom of the list. We're already actually 5 minutes over 8 o'clock, so I'm going to take one last round of check-ins. If you'd like to check in, this is the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Saturday Barometer Net, and we are going to take one last round of check-ins, and then we're going to hand it over to W8CTO to close us out right after that. But if you'd like to check in, please let me know your call sign phonetically, alphanumerically, followed by phonetically first, alphanumerically, let me know your name. We'll get you on our log, and then we will get the thing moving so we can get Carrie in here. But before that, also let me know if you are mobile, in and out, short time, or any other thing. That way we can get you on the log correctly. Aside from that, thank you to all of our listeners. If you're listening, it's not hard. You can go to hamstudy.org, hamstudy.org, and learn all the questions for the technician pool. You can go to a testing session right there. You can check into a testing session anywhere you live, and then take your test somewhere in your location and become an amateur radio technician operator, which will give you these frequencies right here that we're talking on to start with. So right away, your first license, you're in, our UHF and VHF nets, amongst a few other things. So, that being said, check-ins, please, for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Saturday Barometer Net. Please call W8 WKY.
KE8 HNK Mobile.
November 8, Sierra Charlie India. Name here is Walter Mobile, and I'll be in and out.
Kilo Charlie 8 November Oscar Victor KC8 NOV Marty Mobile, in and out.
Kilo Charlie 0 Lima Romeo Mike KC0 LRM Kelly in Wichita, Kansas.
November 8 Mike Whiskey Yankee N8MWY Don and Minerva.
KF6 POE with a recheck.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Oscar Golf KF8 EOG Pete and Leroy Township, in and out.
KF8 ERZ.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf K4 OG Mobile.
KF8 AHI Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Hotel India Mike Barberton, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Hotel Papa KE8 CHP Mike in Jackson Township.
All right, let me pick it up there. All right, I had KE8 HNK, and if you're still listening, Walter, give me your call sign again, please, and I apologize for that, and then I'll read the rest of the list off. Walter was an in and out. Walter, if you're still listening, give me your call sign one more time. All right, he must have missed it. I missed his call sign. I know, Walter, I just forgot what it was, so I will try to look that up before we move on. But he was in and out, KC8 NOV. I thought it was a mark, and I apologize for that. Let me do one thing real quick, and I'll let you know for sure. Marty, my apologies. It's my handwriting. You just can't trust my handwriting. But anyway. KC0LRM, and Marty was in and out, appreciate that. KC0LRM, Kelly, N8MWY, Don, KF6POE, recheck, I'll get right back to you in just a second. Christian, KF8EOG, Pete, we had KF8ERZ, I didn't catch the name, but I'll get to you, I'll get your name, I promise. K4OG Mark, and the big guy's mad at you. Jim called for you, and I don't know, he's not sleeping good or anything, Mark, so, yeah. KF8AHI Mike, we got you in and out, and I think it was KE8CHP Mike was here on the net, so I believe that's it. Let me start with KE8HNK. Elmer, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here today.
KE8 HNK Mobile. I can't think of your call sign there, Stephan. Sorry about that. Still working on my first cup of coffee. I just took the boy to a event at a school, and I'm on my way back. Other than that, just like Ohio, great day. Getting ready to go feed the chickens. I'm here at the QTH, so we're going to be feeding the chickens, taking care of them, getting them ready for the day. And then with that, I'm just going to turn it back over to you, KE8 HNK, back over to Net Control. Everybody stay healthy, stay blessed, and 73.
KE8 HNK, W8 WKY, we do appreciate that. Always good to hear you, my friend. Thank you so much. I'm going to move over to our recheck, KF6 POE W8 WKY for the recheck. Go ahead, Christian.
Kilo Foxtrot 6, Peace on Earth. Yeah, I just wanted clarification which location you attend and play at for Grace Church. I'm back to you. I'll listen out with my pencil in hand. 73.
I actually don't play, but I am in the booth, so I actually play. Anything that you see on the main screens or on the YouTube streaming stuff is what I do. But it is the Grace Church right on Route 18, right on Route 18, right across from the right diagonal to the Medina Airport there. So we are right there. It's set back in the back, and it is right next to that place that does whirlpools and fireplaces and stuff. So if you know that area at all, you'll know right where it's at. So, but that's where it's at, man. Hope that you want to visit. Just stop by the booth. You'll see me in there if you come to any of those services on the Christmas Eve thing. We got 9 of them coming up. So very, very cool. Great to hear you this morning, Christian, and great to have you. All right, we're going to move over to, I believe it is KC8NOV. No, he was in and out. My apologies. KC0LRM. Kelly, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here today.
Oh, W8WKY. Hey, thanks for getting in there. Not a lot going on here. We're like 28 degrees, and I think our low tonight's going to be like 15, so we're going to be like living in the north for a short period of time. Just remind everybody today that the Army-Navy game is today. I think that's the only college game on, and I'll definitely be rooting for that. Go Navy. Personal reasons. Not a lot going on here. Just wanted to get on here and give you one for the number, and just kind of getting over a little cold here or flu, whatever I had. I don't know. Now I've got my wife, so I'll be stuck indoors. I'm not going to do much outside until this kind of clears up. But hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't hear y'all again. And with that, back to Net Control, and thanks for running that.
KC0LRM, we do appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you so much for that. And Kelly, you have a great day today, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Very cool. We are going to move over to, who are we moving over to? N8MWY. Donald, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today. That's actually my brother's name, too, Donald. You're up.
Good morning, Stephan and the group. N8MWY over here in Minerva, Ohio, Stark County. 31 degrees over here, and we're calling for 3 to 5 inches tonight and tomorrow. So I look forward to that. Call me crazy, but I do enjoy a good snowstorm, as long as I don't have to be out driving in it. So with that, I'll say 7-3s. Good to hear everyone out here. Have a good day. Stay warm, stay safe, and be careful if you have to be out there driving in it. November 8, Mike, Whiskey Yankee.
N8MWY, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Donald. Thank you so much for being here. Great to hear you this morning, and yeah, please be safe. It is going to get cold, and we want everybody to be here on further and future nets. Keep your phone with you. That's what your cell phone, in your pocket, whenever you go out in the cold. We had KF6POE, Christian, who did a recheck. Appreciate that recheck. Thank you so much for that. And then we had KF8EOG. Peter, or Pete, was in and out, so we want to say thank you to Pete for that. And then we have KF8ERZ. Terry, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this morning. I believe it was a KF8ERZ. Did I get that wrong? Or was it an in and out? Maybe I was wrong. Was there anything like that? Checking it. Well, let me state it this way. Did I miss a check-in when I took the original group right here? Was there somebody that you didn't hear your call sent back? All right, no worries. We'll just move it forward. K4OG WKY. Mark, you're up, my friend. It's great to see you on Thursday. Thanks for being at the Christmas party. And, yeah, it was great to see everyone there, including the JAXs. But go ahead, Mark. You're up, my friend. K4OG. Well, before I move forward, is anybody hear me? I just want to make sure that I haven't lost connection somewhere.
I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's on Allstar, Stephan, KSFQV.
Okay, I appreciate all of you. I just didn't hear from the two people that I thought checked in, so I was a little bit concerned there, so thank you so much. So we were calling out for K4OG. If you're still there, Mark, you're up, my friend. I didn't hear you say in and out, but you're up. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next person. All right, K4OG, I checked in. He didn't say in and out, but hey, good to hear Mark this morning. KF8 AHI, Mike was in and out. Appreciate that. And KE8 CHP, another Mike. You're up, my friend. W8 WKY. Great to have you here today, Mike.
W8 WKY, this is KE8 CHP. Good morning, Stephan. Good morning to everyone on the net. Hope everyone's having a good start to this frosty morning. Having checked temperature, I think gas prices are down a little bit. Yeah, watch the Army-Navy game later on. My dad graduated from West Point and was in the Signal Corps, so that's a special game for us. Of course, I'll be cheering for Army. But, yeah, and as far as the Mall Railroad you guys were talking about earlier, that's something I always wanted to do, never got around to it, though. But, yeah, I guess I can see why people would be into that kind of thing. So, but I do build model planes and cars sometimes, so... Yeah, I'll send it back to Net, and I guess you guys can finish up the Net for today. K8CHP, I'll be back to Net 73, everyone.
K8CHP, W8 WKY, we do appreciate you being here. Thanks, Mark, for that. And I'm going to check one more time for K4OG. If you hear the sound of my voice and you still want to be part of this, like I said, I didn't hear it in and out, but we'll try it anyways. K4OG. All right, nothing heard. And the only one that I missed, because I didn't hear his call sign, but I know Walter was Walter. Anybody off the top of their head remember Walter's call sign? If you could share that with me, that would be great. If not, I'll just move forward. But if anybody remembers Walter's call sign, shout it out to me if you have it.
His call sign is Whiskey November 8 Sierra Charlie India WN8SCI N8ACP.
Yes, that is it, and I should remember that. And a funny story, I tell this story all the time. I'm very blessed to be one of the volunteer examiners for Sarah, and also now I run I'm the liaison for the ARRL and for Sarah. And my very first session, which was handed over to me by Barry, and Barry was at the meeting this last Thursday, the Christmas party as well, with his lovely wife. And Barry handed it over to me. Year of COVID. And the first session that I did, we had 34 people, which was a great thing. Nobody was testing back then during COVID. Very few. They were doing a lot of online things, but we did it in place at the church, Sharon Center United Methodist. And amongst the people that came to test was Walter, WN8CSI, and Chris, N8ACP, that we just talked to a little while ago. So those were two good people that I met, and Chris and I have become good friends. And Chris's brother was there, too, to get his tech license as well. So very, very cool. A lot of history there, but ham radio is very historical, as they say. Thank you, Father. Thank you, further down the road is what I was trying to say. Thank you, Chris, for giving me that call sign. I should remember that because this SCI, I got to get that into my head. All right, cool. We're at the bottom of our list, but we are done with our net because it's like 22 after, and I'm going to throw it over to Carrie, W8CTM. And Carrie, I am going to hand this over to you. Believe it or not, it was magical. Magical time, because that's what Christmas time is. It's more than that. It's when the Son of God was born. But it's more than a magical time when it comes to the net, because you are sitting at number 42. Can you even believe that? I couldn't believe that. When I first started the net, I said, you know what? I really like to hand it over to Carrie at number 42, and that's where you're sitting, my friend. Number 42. Everyone, big round of applause for number 42. Carrie, W8CTM, W8WKY, November 8, Whiskey Bravo. You're up, my friend. It's great to have you here to close us out. It's always kind of a happy but not so happy time because we get to hear your voice, but we know that's the end of the net. Go ahead, my friend.
Good morning, Stephan, and good morning to all our check-ins and listeners out there on this super scintillating Saturday, or whatever we call it, but it is Saturday, no doubt about it. It's a cold one out there, 30 degrees, but we got to look at it. It's a warm one because the next 3 days here are going to be pretty nasty. So it's we're supposed to get some 0 wind chill temperatures anyhow, and I'm glad it's just wind chill and not the actual temperature. I think we're all glad of that, but anyway, it'll be what it'll be, and it's winter time. Imagine that. Well, Stephan, I really don't have anything this morning as usual, but I do appreciate everybody and got the number 42 today, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. That's a great net when you get 42, especially on a Saturday. I'm not saying it's rare, but I am saying it's rare that we get 42 on a Saturday. Great net there, Stephan. You've done a fine job, and glad we had all the check-ins today. It's a good day. Anyway, I really don't have anything. It must be waterfowl season because it's about 7:15 this morning. I hear a bunch of gunshots on the lake out there, so somebody's still hunting geese or ducks or whatever they hunt, and I hope they get one of them, but who knows? But it is, I guess it's still waterfowl season, so anyway, they're enjoying it. It's the Vandeveers, all the Vandeveer car dealerships, so the Vandeveers live right across the lake from me. It's a good half-mile away, but they're, you can, on the water, you can hear people talking over there, because the sound travels so much over the water. It's pretty amazing, really, but they were out waterfowl hunting this morning, goose or duck or whatever, who knows? Or maybe they're just out there shooting their guns to wake people up. I don't know. But anyway, that's about all I have this morning.
W8WKY.
And I do want to ask everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, and do a random act of kindness. That's always a good thing to do every day. So with that, I'll say 73 and turn it back to N8WB there. This is W8CTM. Everybody have a great day out there, and stay warm. Just stay warm. I have my fire going in the fireplace this morning, so it'll be really warm in here pretty soon. But it's winter, as I said. Everybody have a great day, and I'll turn it back to you there, Stephan. And just like I said, everybody have a great weekend and stay warm. This is W8CTM 73, and everybody just enjoy. And back to you there, Stephan, and 8WB to take it.
W8 KTM, W8, WKY, we do appreciate you being here, my friend Carrie. Thank you for always closing us out. Yes, it's going to be a cold one, so stay indoors if you can. If you have to travel, travel carefully, and also make sure you have your cell phone with you. Not that that'll get you through a bunch of emergencies, but it's rather better to have your cell phone somewhere on your person if you slip and fall somewhere where no one can hear you. That's not a good thing, trust me. I've heard the stories. Thanks to everyone who participated in today's net. Don't forget breakfast at Bueller's in Wadsworth on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. Why you'd go to breakfast at Bueller's at 7 a.m. and not be on the net, I have no clue, but hey, it's a great time had by all when you go to breakfast at Bueller's. And they got great food. I've been there for one of the breakfasts before, so I actually broke my own rule. At this time, we will close the net with 42 check-ins, Kerry being number 42. There you go, buddy. And I also want to say a big shout-out to KE8YUQ, Phil, who was sitting in the shadows there. I want to say thank you to him for being part of our AIM window. And so thank you to everyone for being here this morning. It was a great net. I enjoy amateur radio. I enjoy this club. I enjoy all of you. And if you're listening, the last Tuesday of this month, I'll be net control. And the first Monday of the month, I am also net control for the West Park Radio Ops done on the Northern Ohio DX Association repeater. So if you're over there on the first Monday of the month, that's where I'm at. So that being said, this repeater is now returned to normal amateur use. NAWB and W8WKY are both clear. 73, my friends. Great to talk to every single one of you. Have a great day. Watch out for the cold, and we will see you down on the log somewhere, as they say. 73, my friends.
N8JKO.
N8JKO, how are you, my friend? How are you, Joe?
Good morning, Stephan. I was trying to check in, but seem I must have some problems hitting the 015. So try it again, and just saying hello. Got the grandson over here. We're going to take care of some homework assignments, but as usual, trying to check into the net.
Well, I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you. It's great to hear you, my friend. And yeah, I've been seeing more Tri-C people lately. Going to the Norris Christmas party 2 weeks ago. Of course, I saw John Dolinar and I saw Tom Wilkinson. So, and then a couple other people I've seen since then. So it's very cool. But now that I heard you, another Tri-C guy. So anyway, good to hear you, my friend. Good to hear you with the grandkids. And I have some uncle duties for next week because my brother and his wife will be doing something. I'm helping my two nephews on the 18th. So very cool, my friend. I'll throw it back to you for any last comment, and then we'll close this thing down. Good to hear you today, Joe.
Oh, Roger, got a bunch of things that have happened, but I'll save them for another check-in. I'll just wish you a great day and a great weekend. With that, back to net control, NHJKO.
NHJKO, W8WKY. Oh, it's actually, I should say, November 8 Whiskey Bravo. I'm not doing the net right now, but very cool that I heard you today, my friend. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we'll talk to you guys soon. November 8 Whiskey Bravo, clear. Everyone have a great day.